Now, welcome to Transfer Business and News with Ordained Crown Prince of Ghana and Poku-Hitzfield. It's another lovely Monday morning when we are on Transfer Business and News. It means we are starting the week with optimism. Africa's unity is upon us, and we keep working and working and working. Now, today, let us talk about a concept that has been adopted by Africans that is killing us, known as capitalism. Let us look at capitalism going forward in Africa. Is it better to be capitalist in Africa when we own everything that there is, right? The most fertile land, right? In the universe, not in the universe, on earth though, right? So as Africans with a median age of 19 years in terms of human resources, we have the biggest. And we are about to develop our continent like it has never been developed before, my brothers. As the Ordained Crown Prince of Ghana, we are putting so many technology into the Pan-African system to make sure this system is for Africans. Now, somebody may ask, what is the Pan-African system? Now, this is a system of governance that Black people have been using for a million years, over 800,000 years back. Now, this is the same system that Muhammad Gaddafi used in developing Libya to what it is now. And fortunately for the Ordained Crown Prince of Ghana, I am in possession of this knowledge, and we are using it to develop our continent. Now we have 1.1 billion Black, or not Black, Pan-Africanists around the world. So we are claiming what is right, and capitalism should be a system of governance that leaves it. Humans, because if 2 people or 3 companies own virtually all the companies in the world, and yes, the world is like this. Now we know that if it is profit gain, then they are the same people manipulating wars. Because if you are the company that owns the guns, you are the company that owns the vaccines, and yet people die, then because you want to make profit with your gun manufacturing company, then capitalism as it is should be looked at in Pan-Africanism. And this won't be in Africa because capitalism divides, right? I keep telling the world and Africans that Pan-Africanism is just common sense. Look around. We have the most fertile lands in the world. Why do we import food? We have the most fertile lands in the world. But then you see, they told us to cultivate just cash crops so that they give us the vegetables. You see where it has resulted as? Now we are always sick because we know what they put in our vegetables. I want more labs in Africa than churches from 2023 onwards. We need to make sure we know what is entering our body. We need more labs because now we know for the oppressor and the neo-colonialist, colonization is not something our forefathers defeated their forefathers. No, but then to colonization is something that is an everyday thing. For the rest of their lives, whatever they do, it is to make sure people that look like you, people that look like me will be oppressed. And we are standing against this mediocrity because we know that the reason why you even exist on this earth is because we give you attention. Now, if Black people stop watching the West, I said in just 77 years, the Eiffel Tower won't have a viewer because nature is cleaning itself of the recessive gene. Nature is about to clean itself. The number of atrocities committed by these 3 Abrahamic religions, nature is cleaning itself of the recessive gene. Somebody will be stoned in Nigeria because that person went to have a girlfriend or something. Some people will stone somebody to death. Somebody spoke about Islam and was stoned to death. Now, why are you guys not asking Saudi Arabia why even Cristiano Ronaldo is there? Cristiano Ronaldo is not married to his girlfriend. Neymar is not married to his girlfriend. But then that same place, you see what we have become. If I tell you religion has divided us more than it has united us, this is what I mean. So when it was good for the benefit of Saudi Arabia, they made changes to the law. So if you are a Muslim watching me, my brother, I will love you 2 million times 2 million times than somebody in Saudi Arabia that doesn't look like you. Why are we giving our energies to the West instead of looking inward? The God and goddesses of this earth. The minute you go to somebody else and say, please pray for me, you gave your power away. Join me in the fifth dimension. Last Friday, we spoke about chakras. We spoke about mudras, right? From the root chakra to the sacral chakra, to the solar plexus, right? To the heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. I did a video on it. You guys should go and check it out. The mudras, when you are meditating, hold your hands like this during the day, right? For the root chakra. If you are doing this in the night, please turn it, right? Because the moon is the opposite. The law of polarity. Everything has two sides, right and left, right? Tall and short, everything. Now, when we tell people that the same God that created love created hate, it is because in order for you to know something exists, you need to have an opposite of it. I hope you understand. So God created evil and created good and gave you the choice to choose one. For you to know what good is, you need to know what bad is. Everything has two sides. But come on, my brothers of Africa. I'm sending you greetings from Accra, Ghana to Burkina Faso. Apparently, Ibrahima Traore has blocked Ghanaians from entering Burkina Faso, right? He thinks what ECOWAS is or what Akufo-Addo is what the real Ghanaians are. The real Ghanaians, as a matter of fact, want to go into Burkina Faso and go and fight for the liberation of Africa. That is what we all want to do. So the puppets in there, or the people who are in charge of us, are not the true reflection of Africans. And we know all the systems they have put in place to colonize our minds and make sure we don't move out of the matrix. But we know better. We are children of Al-Kebula. We are children of the sun. As a matter of fact, when we stand in the sun, we cast shadows. And when we speak, we manifest this in this 3D. There is no power bigger on earth than the African power. Because before there were gods, they used to see black people as gods. But in Kemet, there weren't gods. There were principles of living. And when you follow these principles, you became whatever you wanted to become on earth. And those are the principles we will teach our children going forward under Pan-Africanism. This version of education, we are cutting it off. From the age, now as a matter of fact, we are going to incorporate the extended family back into our systems. Because at 50 years, we will retire you. Please pick your grandchildren up. Let us bring back the bond between a grandmother and a child. A passage. Two people on the opposite ends. The grandmother looking at the grandchild and be like, I was once like this. Now I am 80. Look at this boy. And the child also looking at the grandmother and be like, I want to grow to be like my grandmother. That is why they bond, because they have one common enemy, which is the parent, right? It is a metaphor or whatever we say it. So these are the systems that Pan-Africanism will bring, because we are going to retire our mothers above the ages of 50. We won't just retire them with our mouths. What will we do? We need to start building. So we will go at places and build up new cities. Cities that make sure flooding is not a problem. Water, as a matter of fact, there won't be anything like electricity bill, water bill, school fees, anything that will take from us, because, come on, we don't need the papers to show our worth. Our population is wealth. Then you think about the land, the natural resources. I said a gram of californium is $27 million. A gram. And I think when we try finding this natural resource anywhere in Africa, we will find it. Because this is the land of milk and honey. We can stand in the sun and do you know who you are as a black man? Today I want to speak from the solar plexus chakra, man. This, you see, when you are meditating, this is for the solar plexus, right? Like the mudras, right? So this is the root chakra. This is, right, the second chakra. You sit like this, right? This is for the solar plexus, right? Look at how I've done my hand. This is for the solar plexus. This is for the heart. You go back as if you are touching, but not pressing too hard. Just a slide and make sure your hand is straight like this, right? Then you sit and meditate like this. This hand too, this way, right? For the heart chakra. Then the throat chakra, you interlock your hand like this and do your hand like this, barely touching, but making sure you feel the energy passing through your body, combining both sides of your brain, the feminine and the masculine. I said your human body will show you who God is, and you will realize what you have in the Bible is absolute. Grow in spirituality, in biology, in quantum mechanics. In Africans, we will teach this to our children. And we will now live on earth as the god and goddesses. We will now create our realities based on our preferences. But then we will make systems. And we've gone back. I went back and looked at my own history. When I was being taught all the BS in school, I would go back and compare and contrast. So we have gone back 800,000 years, and we are bringing the Pan-African system. We are starting Pan-African system in Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Gabon. This is a system that will take care of every African. I am an African born in Ghana. Let me know in the comment section below. Who are you? Tell me who you are. I'm sending you grace. I'm sending you power. I'm sending you abundance. Follow me and tap into the power I'm speaking from. A power pure as gold. A power of Africa. Africa, we are not here to live in mediocrity anymore. The children of Africa, and I know that the children that are coming will do greater works. They will help me. I said in just 10 years, we will build an aeroplane in Africa and people will take your technology. You claim this is a barren land. This is a dead continent. Now leave our continent. You don't want to leave. What is France still doing in Niger? Why is the ambassador not wanting to leave? You claim Niger is the second poorest country in the world, per your standards. Now leave. You are clinging on to Niger like a baby monkey on a monkey's sucking breast whilst it's being pulled away. Clinging on. Because you realize whatever you said, all the propagandas you said, we have seen above that. We have connected beyond you. We went 800,000 years back to pick from where we were, the kingdom of Al-Kebulan. So the kings and queens and the goddess, and we are coming. We are here already. What you are seeing is just what we have sold in the cosmos, in the quantum field. You have no idea. And nature is about to clean itself. When we remove our energies from France, we will start. As a matter of fact, my brothers, you and I should be the last generation that speak English and French. You and I. We are going to make a poll. Now, thank God for the internet, right? First of all, we are going to put every African's DNA on file, fingerprint on file. Then we will take your dental records. Do you know why? I want 100 years or 200 years after I'm dead and gone, my great-great-great-great-great-grandchild can trace its roots to see that, oh, I am from this man. That is why we are going to put that on file. It is not because of 666. I know some people will go and use this in church to say, Ordained Crown Prince of Ghana, say, yeah, what people can do to you in Ghana. So that is it. We have done everything evil. No, this is technology. We are going to pick the things that make you unique. We'll put them on file, and everybody above the ages of 50, we are going to build houses. Now, this house will be on a 7-acre property. And this house will be a 10-bedroom house with everything in it, right? You have a pool. I said, we are retiring you in grace. We are retiring you in power. Give me that median age of 19 across Africa. And let us build our continent. Look, before 2050, all of us will retire at 2050. And we will look back at what we've done in the past 27 years. I want us to clap for ourselves. And it starts with our unity. One currency, of course. As I said, we will name our currency the Gaddafi dinar. Do you know why? To honor Muhammad Gaddafi for even speaking it into existence. We know everything is energy. So when he spoke it, most of you that weren't conscious didn't know. But we caught it and we implemented and sowed the seeds of grace. We have sown the seeds of power. We have sown the seeds of abundance for African. And there is no human on earth that can stop this. Not Emmanuel Macron, not Joe Biden, not whoever. We are here to take whatever belongs to us. And when we are here, the world will become a better place. When we don't give our uranium to you, how can you make those bombs? Why should you make bombs instead of creating the same thermal plant you have in France, powering your country in Niger and power Africa? Now let us talk about capitalism. Now, capitalism is defined, and today the topic is capitalism in Africa, whether it should stand here in Africa. And I'll give you some stats so that you ponder upon knowledge. We are here to learn, my brothers. So capitalism is an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit. Now, first of all, in Pan-Africanism, there is nothing like profit, there is nothing like loss. Because as a human, you live a day at a time. And what is important is the breath that goes into you. So the fact that you live another day shouldn't be a loss. So going forward, we won't teach our children profit and loss. Rather, we will teach them that there are profits and challenges. Now, every challenge needs to be conquered in order for you to get to the next level mentally and spiritually. I said we are about to educate our children like it has never been educated before. Our education system won't be run by individuals. We will educate our children one. The education my child will have, I want that child in Senegal to have. I want that child in Uganda to have, in Somalia to have, in Egypt, Tunis, everywhere. When we realize we're connecting water, earth, space, air, and fire when we as black people stand in unison. I said there is no human, there is nobody, because we will control the world with the mind. Our consciousness is covering the world, and anybody that will stand against African unity, you will be gone with the wind. Because what we are blowing, I said Europe is about to witness the coldest winters of their lives. Because now they've put the eye of the God so much, and we have woken. We are taking whatever belongs to Africa, not a penny more, not a penny less. And anybody that will come and stand in front of the ordained crown prince of Ghana and tell me Africa or the West, come on, Africa. In Pan-Africanism, what here and no more. Because it's about time the black man know who he is. We know who we are. We are the kings and queens. We are the god and goddesses of earth. And we are basking in our grace, power, and abundance. We are just here to co-create with the universe. For we've heard the cries of our mothers. We are here. We are here to change this Africa now that you see. By 2050, this won't be the same Africa. The Cape Coast you see today, by 2050, won't be the same Cape Coast. Because I don't want people to come to Cape Coast after 2050 to see what we were 400 years ago. You will come back, you will come to Cape Coast and see a skyscraper, a beautiful city, and you will ask, where is the slave, blah, blah, blah. It will be underneath our cities. But we won't forget where we came from. That is why we are going to build on this current Cape Coast and live above it and use undergrounds as tourism. We haven't forgotten. We have learned every lesson you have taught us. And we have taken the lessons. We are making sure today, 4th September 2023. I keep telling you guys, before Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's birthday, let us unite Africa and honor the man. We will train 7 million soldiers in the first year in the United Africa. We will train 7 million policemen. Now we will try and wear the same attire. Now, you people haven't, you see, people are not conscious. Look at the Middle East now. Have you realized they all wear the same cloth? So you don't know who is rich and who is poor. And even if you are being sent to go and kill somebody, how would you know? They all drive the same cars. That is what Africa will become. So now, people won't be afraid of security. Because the policemen will be in our midst, wearing the same thing. But then we'll have maybe a strand here. We will know, oh, this is a policeman, but we'll be wearing the same attire. We are going to rebrand Africa. The kingdom of Al-Kebulan is here, my brothers. And we are here to bask in our grace. We are here to bask in our power. We are here to bask in our abundance. The sun illuminates our skin. The sun is the Father. We are children of the sun. That is why he gives us everything plenty. He gives us so many human beings. Even though they are killing our fertility, we are still, you can't kill the gods of this earth. My brothers, capitalism is a word that will leave Africa. And capitalism itself is a self-destructing system. And as I said, it should be thrown out of Africa. Now, the reason why this continent is in tatters right now is because of capitalism. And I'm going to explain a few things for you to understand. Now, the price of everything keeps going up, right? Meanwhile, the corporations selling these things keep making huge and huge and huge profit. And they actually boast about it, of making record sales. right? So the goal of the capitalist is to disconnect these two entities or these two facts from one another, thinking, oh, we've made good profits. It's the most important thing in this world. But then you making more profit means that you are killing more people. Prices of things keep going up. So why should a system like this stay in Pan-Africanism? So they invent concepts. White people invent, or Western civilization invents concepts like inflation. And this inflation will be taught to you in schools. So now you understand, oh, because of inflation. But is inflation something real? Inflation, is it a human being? Inflation is a system that is there so that you will always be enslaved one way or the other. They throw concepts like inflation to throw you off, which is a perfect example of vague washing and white brainwashing, because the surge in prices can be blamed on anything apart from the profits of these shareholders. So they will blame it on everything. Oh, it's inflation. But who is making the profits? The same people. So this propaganda around inflation and cost of living is so powerful, and always they back it with very, very huge PR campaigns, forgetting the basic fact that corporations set the prices for these products, right? They raise the prices of these products and make record profits. Later, they blame it on an invisible monster called inflation. This is a system that is used to enslave the black man. But me, Bediako-Poku, I just know it's a bunch of greedy shareholders wanting to make record profits upon record profits upon record profits. Now, in the long run, you know, they will gaslight all these problems by blaming us, the working class, for our own exploitation, demanding we take sometimes pay cuts or lose our jobs. So now they will tell you, we need to, because of inflation, we need to, your pay hasn't risen for the past 5 years because of inflation, but your boss is making record profits. This is capitalism for you. So we want to go back to when there were no thieves in Africa. And this is what Pan-African system is going to bring. Before they invaded Africa, there were no thieves because we used the Pan-African system. And that system made sure everybody had enough. So nobody was a thief. We didn't close our doors. We respected one another. We were connected consciously. We would sleep and astral project our consciousness on a plane and make sure every human taps into this consciousness. So when white people realized we were communicating on a different level other than the 3D version of reality, they called it black magic and they demonized it. Now, look at the English language. And everything that is black means negative. Look at it. Black sheep, black, 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 black. And so if you end up teaching this language to your child from infancy, do you know what you have done to that child? That child will grow up knowing all the racists of white people to black people. So he will end up hating his own self. And when you hate yourself, you can't grow on this earth. This is an illusion, my brothers. Earth, what we see with our eyes. When we close our eyes, we are still the same person, but we are just not conscious of the 3D version. There is more to you than who you think you are. Grow in spirit. Grow, my brothers. Join me in the fifth dimension. I have put it on a frequency, on a 777 million times 777 million times 777 million frequency. It is somewhere, right, in the universe. And I have given guidelines for you to tap into the power I speak from, for you to tap into the grace I speak from, for you to tap into the abundance I speak from as an African. If anybody tells you to send money to him, I have never solicited for a dime from anybody in my life. Of course, maybe we try to get loans, which are always denied, because we are building labs and we are testing our foods. We are looking at the things that are killing us and we are jotting them down to make sure that when our Pan-African system hits Africa, we know what to remove. As I said, all the 14 countries that sat in that conference in Berlin in 1845 to divide Africa, we will remove all your embassies from Africa. Because whilst we were sitting in our land, your ancestors, look at their minds and look at what they did. The cause and effect of that action is what we see today. Now somebody may say, oh, it's past, it's gone. But the reason why white people have so much and black people have less is because of the slavery. And they don't want to give us the things they have stole. They recognize it is ours. But then when you ask for it, they say, no, you can't have it. When you recognize this is, how can you tell me? Now, Hush Puppy is in jail for stealing numbers on the computer screen. Apparently. Right? But then our gold and our ornaments and everything you stole is in your land. You have a museum for it. And you are making more revenue from that. And you don't see anything wrong with it. But then you come to me with human rights. And you come here telling me to treat my gays better. So we know you yourself as Western civilization, Africa going forward, we are not going to adopt your style of living because it is barbaric. Let us talk about capitalism. Now, capitalism hasn't worked in Spain. It didn't work in Italy. And look at the recession in Greece that happened a few years back. The economy collapsing totally. Meanwhile, Germany made billions from this. Germans made a lot of money because they kept their prices down and nobody could compete with them. And they did so and made lots of money and realized, oh yeah, let us bring the banking system. Now they introduced the banking system and gave Greece and these countries so many loans. Now after giving so many loans, they realized, oh no, these people can't pay back their loans. But then if I don't give them more loans, they can't come and buy. That is what capitalism did in Europe. And these are the things you won't be taught in schools. So, as I said, the Germans also had the feeling or the effect of what they did with capitalism. And the debts were so mammoth, as I said, they couldn't pay because if you don't lend, Greece can't buy from them. And now, 1% of the population has taken all the wealth in the world. And now, the 99% can't buy anything. And now, the 1% are realizing, oh no, if I don't give them loan, they can't even buy. That is what capitalism has done to the world. And today, let us go on to the chart. BlackRock. Now, the irony of the name baffles me. And one day, I will want to know the people that make up BlackRock. Now, BlackRock is an asset management company which owns over $9 trillion in assets, right? And it is estimated that this number may get up to $15 trillion in the next 5 years. Now, let me give you, when I give you these figures, you may not understand, but listen to what I'm about to say. The value of the top 10 richest companies in the world is worth $12.7 trillion. $12.7 trillion. The top 10 richest companies in the world are worth $12.7 trillion. And this is what capitalism gives you. Now, I'm going to give you the companies and give you the shareholders of those companies. Now, Apple, iPhone is on top, right? Now, let me give you the shareholders. The Vanguard Group Berkshire Hathaway, BlackRock. Vanguard owns 7.92% of Apple. Berkshire Hathaway owns 5.82% of Apple, and BlackRock Fund also owns 4.24% of Apple. So these three, pay attention to the shareholders. The Vanguard Group, BlackRock, and Berkshire Hathaway, right? Now, recently, the CEO of Saudi's Aramco also joined BlackRock. Now, let me give you the shareholders of Saudi's biggest oil company, Saudi Aramco. Now, the government of Saudi Arabia owns 90.19% of Saudi Aramco. And the Public Investment Fund owns 4%. The same Public Investment Fund that is buying all these players around Europe in terms of football. So they have the shareholding in their own natural resources in Saudi Arabia. Now, notice the Vanguard Group also is the third biggest shareholder with 0.0495% of Saudi Aramco. So the Vanguard Group, Berkshire Hathaway, and BlackRock Fund. Now, the seventh most richest company in the world is Microsoft Corporation, right? Bill Gates. Now, look at the shareholders of Microsoft Corporation. The Vanguard Group owns the biggest shares with 8.31% of Microsoft. BlackRock again, 4.55%. Now, look at this name. It is going to appear a lot. SSgA Fund Management. They also own 3.93% of what is the name? Of Microsoft. I'm talking about capitalism today. So listen, educate yourself. Now, the next company or the sixth richest company in the world is, let's say, Google, right? Google Incorporation, Alphabet Inc. And look at it. Vanguard Group again, 7.77%. The next biggest shareholder, BlackRock again, 4.48%. Then SSgA Funds Management, 3.69%. So I said pay attention to SSgA. Let's go to Amazon. The Vanguard Group owns the biggest shareholder again, 6.68%. BlackRock, 3.70%. SSgA Funds Management, 3.24%. So Amazon is also owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. Let's go to Tesla, right? Tesla. We all know Tesla belongs to who? Elon Musk, right? Twitter, Mr. X, whatever he wants to call himself these days. Now, Vanguard Group owns the biggest shares in Tesla with 6.60%. BlackRock again, 3.55%, and then SSgA Funds Management with 3.15%. So Tesla. So now, I decided to look at the companies themselves, and I decided to look at Berkshire Hathaway Corporation. They make so many of the products we use around the world, from Duracell, that battery, to our boxes, Fruit of the Loom. So many companies is Berkshire Hathaway Incorporation. Now, I looked at their top shareholders, and I wasn't surprised again. The Vanguard Group owns 10.52%. The BlackRock Fund also owns 5.73%, and SSgA Fund Management owns 5.25%. So you see, the same Berkshire Hathaway Incorporation that owns TV stations like ABC channel, is it channel 5 or channel 10? So when I tell you all these things are connected to suppress the black man, The reason why I see beyond these things is because maybe I have some knowledge you may not have. And that is what I'm sharing in the cosmos. Go and tap into, grow spiritually. So follow my course into the fifth dimension. I've said so much about it. Go and watch it on YouTube. Reunited Live. I have less than 500 subscribers on YouTube. When my videos began going viral, they shut down my reach, right? But I don't care because my words and my message keep going. I keep saying it to everybody I meet, right? Okay, so let us go to the next company. Let us talk about Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is owned, the biggest shareholders is Berkshire Hathaway, right? 9.25%. The Vanguard Group, 8.16%. BlackRock Fund, 4.59%. So BlackRock also owns. You see, it is connected. Now let's talk about technology, and let's go to the meta platforms. Mark Zuckerberg, aka Facebook. The Vanguard Group owns 7.76%. Fidelity Management and Research owns 5.14%. BlackRock Fund owns 4.52%. And the fourth biggest shareholders is SSgA Fund Management again with another percentage. Okay, let us look at healthcare, people that make the vaccines that we consume in our bodies. Now, the Vanguard Group owns 8.63%. SSG Funds Management owns virtually every hospital you see. All the biggest hospitals you see. 4.89%. BlackRock Fund owns 4.87% in Global Health Group alone. Now let us go to modern things like video games, and let us look at a company like Tencent Holdings, right? A video game company. And Fidelity Management and Research owns 0.03%. Artisan Partners own 0.01%. And BlackRock again Fund owns 0.01% in this tech or video game giants, Tencent Holdings. You see, they have that company. Now let us look at the video cards, right? NVIDIA. Let us look at NVIDIA, BlackRock, Vanguard. You see, Walmart, BlackRock, Vanguard, JP Morgan and Chase and Company, BlackRock, Vanguard, Visa Incorporation, BlackRock, Vanguard. Now, I decided to look at BlackRock as a company themselves and look at their major shareholders. And do you know who are the major shareholders? The Vanguard Group owns 8.42%. BlackRock Fund owns 4.77%. SSgA Funds Management owns 4.02%. So the same people. Now, SSAG, is it Street State something? SSgA, sorry. I decided to look at the basic or their shareholders. And not to my surprise again, Vanguard Group owns 12.15%. Dodge and Cox owns 6.53%. And BlackRock again owns 5.26%. Now, somebody may ask, why have I decided to give all these? I want to say something, and enlightened beings and conscious people will understand it quicker. Are you guys telling me just BlackRock, SSgA Fund Management, and the Vanguard Group can't end poverty in the world? Of course they can. If they can end homelessness in the world, Of course they can. But why are they not doing this? Because they don't have what they claim they have. It is in the system they have created to enslave we the Africans. Now, where would Duracell be if they don't get the uranium and the cobalt and whatever they get from Africa? Where would those companies be? And the irony of the case is that the companies, one is called BlackRock. Oh yes, black indeed, on the back of black people, on the enslavement of the black man, on the neo-colonial systematic enslavement of the black man, capitalists bask in glory. And now they control virtually everything you see. That is why climate change is an issue now. Because they are the ones drilling the oils and polluting the universe. So when they talk about climate change, they are the same people that needs to fix it. And that is what we need to change upside down. The world's health, our health, black people, white people, Chinese people, whoever you find, whoever it is, and wherever you find yourself on this globe, we are all global citizens. We have the same feelings. As a matter of fact, when you are with your woman, you know how it feels. I know how it feels. Everybody knows how it feels. The same feeling. We eat, we enjoy music. We are one people. We are God experiencing earth in different forms. So we preach peace in Africa. We preach oneself. Loving thyself is the first beginning of transforming Africa. When you know yourself, you begin to know that the I in me is the I in my brother. And that is what was beaten out of us. That is why they stripped us of our names. They stripped us of our culture and everything that makes us us. Because if you know who you are, you will know you are a God here to experience nothing but grace, to experience nothing but power, to experience nothing but abundance. So look at capitalism. They control everything. So that is why I keep telling people like Oprah Winfrey, people like Tyler Perry, people like Shaquille O'Neal, Floyd Mayweather Jr., that if we as black people around the world don't know our worth, and if we don't secure Africa, the motherland, as our power base, wherever you find yourself in the world, why people you use systems like this to suppress you? In housing, in healthcare, wherever you are on this continent. So when I call on black people coming back to Africa, it is not because we can't do it alone, but it is because we are going to close the borders of Africa to these countries. Because the cause and effect of their actions need to be felt. And they are not apologizing. Instead, they come with arrogance. They come to Africa thinking we don't know who they are. They come to Africa thinking they own the place. And they have puppets in place. So the true reflection of the African is not what our leaders are portraying. 1 out of every African is a Nigerian. Arise at Nigeria. Arise. Arise, the people of Nigeria. Boko Haram is part of Africa. It is Africans. Boko Haram will be part of the military when we become united. We are one people. We are going to train 7 million soldiers across Africa to protect Africa going forward. Every year, as a matter of fact, all of us should take defense lesson classes. Let us all go through military growing up, at least to know how to defend yourself going forward. So that when you are walking and somebody wants to catch you, kidnap you, you can defend yourself. This is education, isn't it? Right? Isn't it? And yes, I'm trying to remember an airway way of saying it, but I can't remember. I nearly said that government day, and I'm like, no, my airway people will kill me. I've forgotten ever, man. I don't have. It's been a while since I had somebody who, but I love Voltarians. I love Africans. I am an African born in Ghana. Who are you? You may be an African born in Nigeria. We are uniting our continent with a Pan-African system, and we are about to build our continent, redesign our coastal lines, right? Clean our waters, because before you become anything else, we drink water. Water is life. The first thing we will tackle as Africans is cleaning our waters. Then we tackle food. We are starting from the basics. We will stop mining gold. As a matter of fact, when was the last time you saw a bar of gold as an African? Some people have never even seen. So if we stop mining it for some time, it won't do anything to us, right? Let us focus on horticulture, aquaculture, and our agriculture sector. Let us grow what we eat, large-scale farms. The houses that we will build for our parents, what we will do is we will put greenhouses in those places. So now they are retired, but then they will take care of our children, teach the children how to do gardening. This is consciously systems. My brothers and sisters, Pan-African system is here. Share this video, let it get to a brother, let it get to another brother. The more you share this video, the quicker it is that the message of the ordained Crown Prince of Ghana will get to every Ghanaian, will get to every African. I am well known across the world. Now, people keep sending me invitations to travel to Europe, and I've said it and I will say it again. Bediako-Poku is never traveling to Europe. I don't need to be in that wasteland. I will never travel to Europe. Never ever. Initially, I wanted to go and watch Manchester United. But now, my love for the West has left. So I don't want to travel to Europe again. Anywhere in Africa, I want to travel to Tanzania very soon, around Southern Africa, and do seminars, right? Teach Pan-Africanism. Do seminars around Ghana. I want to travel to all 54 countries. Maybe I'll tag along Wodemaya when he's going one of these days. Man, Wodemaya, Charlie, let's tag along. Let's go around Africa. Show me Africa, man. I want to travel to Namibia. I want to see what is happening in Namibia. Preach Pan-Africanism. This is what we came to do. We came to co-create with this world for you and I, our abundance. The capitalists, you see, I gave a BlackRock, Vanguard. Maybe they even own TikTok. You may never know. They own Facebook. So when you put an information like this out, they can switch it off. We need to start owning our information. That is why I have done over 200 videos. But I have less than 500 subscribers on YouTube, right? But then somebody that goes nude will have more. You see, they show negativity to Africans more, and the things that will remove the shackles from your eyes, they suppress it. I have seen above it because I waited and went through the system, looking and jotting every problem down. I said Pan-Africanism is for the future. People will now want to leave Western civilization and join Pan-Africanism. So I'm calling on every black man around the world, not because you weren't born there, but come to the motherland. Come back to Al Kebulan.